Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we'll be exploring how to optimize Amazon EMR clusters for both cost savings and scalability. There are several ways to reduce costs with EMR, and today we'll focus on Spot Instances, a cost-effective option. Amazon offers different purchasing models, including Spot Instances, on-demand instances, and reserved instances. We've already covered the basics of Amazon EMR in a previous video. If you haven't seen that yet, be sure to check it out. Most of you are already familiar with EMR, which stands for Elastic MapReduce. It's a managed service designed for processing large datasets, where resources are created when needed and terminated once the tasks are complete. Typically, EMR clusters don't run 24/7, so using on-demand instances can get expensive. This is where Spot Instances come into play, offering substantial savings. And recommends Spot Instances as a way to optimize costs. So, what exactly are Spot Instances? Spot Instances offer spare capacity in the AWS cloud at a steep discount compared to on-demand prices. The trade-off is that AWS can interrupt Spot Instances with a 2-minute notice when it needs the capacity back. Despite this, Spot Instances are ideal for fault-tolerant, flexible workloads, such as analytics, containerized applications, high-performance computing, and testing environments, which makes them perfect for EMR. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to launch your first Amazon EMR cluster on EC2 Spot Instances using the EMR Create Cluster Wizard. Running EMR on Spot Instances can drastically reduce the cost of big data processing, provide access to more compute capacity, and speed up the processing of large datasets. Amazon EMR provides a managed Hadoop framework that makes it easy, fast, and cost-effective to process vast amounts of data across dynamically scalable EC2 instances. In addition to Hadoop, you can also run other popular frameworks like Apache Spark, HBase, Presto, and Flink, and interact with data stored in Amazon S3 or DynamoDB. EMR notebooks, which are based on the popular Jupyter Notebook, provide a collaborative development environment for coding and data exploration. You can use EMR to handle various big data use cases, including log analysis, web indexing, data transformations, machine learning, financial analysis, and bioinformatics. Now let's walk through the high-level steps for creating and deploying your Amazon EMR cluster using EC2 Spot Instances. The detailed instructions are provided in the screenshots throughout the video, so be sure to follow them for exact configurations. Step 1. Logging into AWS and accessing EMR. First, log into your AWS Management Console. If you need help setting up an AWS account, refer to a previous video where we explain the process in detail. Once logged in, search for the EMR service or find it under the Analytics section on the AWS console landing page. Make sure to follow the screenshots shown in the video for this step. Step 2. Creating a cluster. In the EMR console, click on Create Cluster, and then choose the advanced options to begin configuring your cluster. Follow the video screenshots for the exact steps on how to reach this point. Step 3. Configuring cluster software and steps. Now, configure the software needed for your EMR cluster. In the Software Configuration section, you can select specific software packages or stick with the default options for a quick start. Optionally, you can configure the steps your cluster will run once it's set up. This part can be skipped if you're looking to demonstrate launching the cluster quickly. Detailed screenshots are available to guide you through this section. Step 4. Configuring instance fleets. This step involves setting up your instance fleets. Here, you'll define which EC2 instance types your cluster will use, including a mix of Spot Instances and on-demand instances. Be sure to select your VPC and the appropriate subnet. For cost-saving measures, choosing multiple availability zones will help maximize your Spot instance capacity. Refer to the screenshots in the video to see the exact configurations. Step 5. Setting task instance fleets. Scroll down to the Task Instance Fleet section, where you'll choose up to 5 EC2 instance types per fleet. This enables you to diversify your instance choices and optimize cost efficiency. Additionally, you can adjust the number of Spot units and on-demand units in this step. Be sure to follow the detailed screenshots to help configure this section correctly. Step 6. Review and configure cluster hardware. Once you've set up the software and instance fleets, move on to reviewing and configuring the cluster's hardware. Here, you can modify EBS volume sizes or leave the default settings. You can also choose additional options such as multiple master nodes to improve cluster availability. Be sure to refer to the screenshots in the video for any specific instructions. Step 7. General cluster settings. Now, let's configure the general settings for your cluster. Name your cluster, or leave it as My Cluster by default. You can also enable logging, debugging, and termination protection here. If necessary, add tags to help identify the cluster's purpose, such as indicating which team or environment it belongs to. Again, follow the video's screenshots for more detailed steps. Step 8. Configuring security settings. In the final step, configure the security settings for your EMR cluster. You'll need to set up key pairs, instance roles, security groups, and encryption as required. After reviewing all your settings and ensuring everything is in place, click Create Cluster to launch your EMR cluster with EC2 Spot Instances. Be sure to refer to the last screenshots for guidance on launching your cluster. You've successfully launched your Amazon EMR cluster on EC2 Spot Instances. The screenshots provided throughout the video contain all the details you'll need, so make sure to follow them closely. Don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials and cloud-related tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.